Ego is everything that you can hear. Mind is everything that you hear. It's the same thing. All of the voices or the thoughts, all of the projections, visuals, images, pictures, analysis, commentaries, everything that you can hear around your head happening, that is all ego. That is the controlling aspect. And that is not us. That is a different, almost you can even see it as a different entity. That
is it also emotions?
So how the emotions happen is when you give power to the emotions. First, you have a thought about somebody. And you fall for the thought. You walk into the thought and you just, oh, that person, and then the mind creates new thoughts about that person, and then soon enough, within 5 seconds or less, you start to feel emotion about that person. Whether it's a negative or a positive, it does not even matter. Whether you're anxious or angry, or you're feeling like jubilant, it's still an emotion. It's still being created by the mind. That is all created because you have given energy to the thought, and the energy builds. So if you do not give energy to the thought, which means your time, it's not going to happen. So during the process of cleaning up the mind, there's going to be moments when you're like, well, I feel all these energies, all this emotion. What do I do with that? Well, just go through it. Just like you're going through your own life. It's all about understanding that it's just passing through you. And it's not even about understanding. You're being there, doing your practice, which can be focusing on the top of your head, because you can see the body and the thoughts and the images better than if you're just not focused anywhere. Focus on your breath. You can just become aware of this moment. That's enough. So you can see all of the swirl. It's like a hurricane of thoughts coming in and doing their job. They're just doing their job. Ego is just trying to live. But it's trying to live on your back. It's existing, superimposing itself onto you. And you're suffering because of it. But ego is actually non-existent entity altogether, the mind. It does not even exist. There are no thoughts in heaven. If you're in heaven, in reality, you're in such a state of bliss and communion with God that there's no thought. Like, who cares about thoughts if you're with God? You're just there with God. Only here do we appear, oh wait, we're supposed to be thinking now. Where did this thought came from? We need to think about things. You are so powerful, and your being is so powerful. Right now, you can just create things from your being in each circumstance. You don't need to think. You know everything. And you have done this before. You're fully present. You have circumstances around you. And you see your body just executes it out of your own being. You just respond. That's how easy it is. But for that, your willingness is required to be here, to be fully present, to be with you. In reality, you do not have a problem like this, because the thoughts do not exist. But here on earth, you appear to have a problem, because when thoughts cover up your being and you're focused on them, it seems like that you have to struggle out of these voices that are swirling all around you, just to reclaim your beingness, your heritage, who you are. For that, your focus is needed, your attention. Just like you're paying your attention of listening to this now. That's the attention that you need to refocus back into your being and keep it there as long as you can throughout the whole day. That's the job. Of every day, all day long. And don't worry about the results. Who cares about the results? Once you're back inside of your being, you're going to get glimpses that is going to give you like all the inspiration that you need. And also you're going to meet the infamous ego or the mind, the devil. You will not believe what you're hearing. You will be wondering like, oh my God, I was listening to this my whole life. It's like an old broken record that you've been listening to your whole life and you were not even aware. It is mean, it is judgmental. It likes to analyze everything into perfect details so you can make the best decisions. But it doesn't even know what it's doing. It's like I send a worker to a construction site and I say, why don't you go and like build that bench? And he goes and says, oh yeah, no problem, I know how to do that. And I already know by the sound of its voice that there's doubt there, that it doesn't know what it's doing. So later on I go and check. It's like at the benches, of course, like it's not done. So there's like pieces everywhere, like the cuts are really bad. And what am I to do? I'm gonna fire the guy. Well, once you hear what your thoughts are really thinking, because you're really focused all day long, you will not believe what your belief system was, what you have believed before. It's beyond belief what you have believed before. Like, you will be flabbergasted, shocked. How did I ever think that? About myself, about other people. That's what the mind is. It's a trick. And you are the one who's going to discover the trick. One moment at a time. 1 minute at a time. 1 second at a time. Because you're present. Your being literally becomes aware of what's happening, because instead of listening to the voices and thoughts, you focus your energies on your being. And then you can hear the voices and dispel them, like hypnosis, like, dispel, like a spell. Because it's almost like a spell that we're in of the voices. And our presence liberates us from the spell. That's where the help comes into. The help was there the whole time, but we didn't see it. Master Self is a presence within your own presence that you will meet, that you have met. You just don't remember it fully. It's already there. It's a familiar presence. It's calm, constantly there, tranquil. Seems that it knows everything and reflects this beautiful inner glow or light within you. And it's always the same, with a beautiful grin of knowing. Just a knowing. Constantly there for you. And then you're going to be wondering, why is that beautiful presence within my being, within my presence? That personality of divinity. To guide you. To guide me where? Well, to God. And where is God? Well, God is here. We're just not aware of it. That's why focusing first on your being, trying to find the guide to God, which is Master Self, contacting it, establishing rapport, just like we are doing right now. And working with that towards going where we really are in reality, in heaven. We are actually just becoming aware that that reality exists. Heaven. We're not really going anywhere in a sense. It's more about becoming aware even while you're in flesh, in the body, about the reality of our eternal existence in heaven. Heaven is spread out upon the face of the earth, is a statement of fact. This is not a statement of like some ideological statement. It's a statement of fact. And it will always be like that. But for that to happen, for that to be realized, you need to overcome the obstacles to it. It's already here. But we don't see it. How's that even possible? Well, there's got to be something that's preventing us from seeing it. Because if the wise teacher has said that, that means that there is something there. Well, what could that statement mean? Except that, why would I say to him, well, you're false and you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to go and continue my life just like I did before. I'm going to listen to my thoughts. I'm going to do everything that I did, and I'm going to try to figure out what you actually said. Which is, heaven is here. Where is it? Well, it's obviously not in thoughts. Because thoughts are the one that are just trying to figure it out where the heaven is. That means it's somewhere else. And I say it's within your being. Right there, perfectly silent being. You can even experience it right now. Your being is perfectly silent. When you really focus on it, fully, in one moment, there's just peace. Isn't that similar to heaven? Or a resemblance of it? Of course, you're not going to experience the full blown heaven here on earth until you're ready to experience it, because you have to be prepared for it. You have been in an illusion too much. You have been in your thoughts too much. It will be quite a drastic change to just suddenly like boom, shift you into heaven. So it takes work. Overlooking thoughts, forgiveness. That's how simple it is. So now get to work.